Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome to CG Market Watch Live. Alright, so today, we're gonna be less emotional as compared to last Friday. Of course, the market has recovered slightly, so back to my chirpy self. So today we're gonna be covering a few news, and I think the whole entire market is right now, in fact, over the weekends, it's kind of went bullish, right? We went from 3,300 all the way up to 3,600 on different exchanges. And I think it's exciting times once again. But the problem is now we're going down again. So the question is, are we really going down, or is this going to be a permanent thing, or is there misplaced confidence in Bitcoin? And it got to a point where I realized, and I've been asking this question since last Friday, which is what exactly is powering this particular pump? All right, so I've been saying this many times on Friday. I said it even till today, is still valid. What exactly is powering that movement of BTC? So the fundamentals of BTC hasn't changed at all since last Friday when I first mentioned it, and I keep questioning all of you guys, what is pushing BTC's price up, right? And the weekends came and the price started moving up again, and the key question is still, what or where is the volume coming in from? So think of it this sense, right? We push the price up, all right, and then after that we short the price down. So this is one of the fastest way, to earn, right? Who gets liquidated? It's all those retail traders like us who gets liquidated because we were hopeful either for the longs or we were too hopeful of the shorts. So that's what happened. And when it comes to trading, you need to have zero emotional attachment, right, to even short or to even to long. You just need to understand the mindset and how traders mindset think, the psychology of traders, and at the same time what exactly is happening in the market. Like I said again, to me, we are still in bearish times. Any form of bullishness is kind of interpreted as a manipulation as of now, and this actually specifically applies to the cryptocurrency market. Alright, that's all I can say. So see, the prices are going down again. Alright, so anyway, let's go live. We're already live. Let's go to the charts. But first of all, we're gonna be covering once again CoinMarketCap. So what we are seeing right now is that we are hovering once again at 112 billion in terms of market cap. 24 hours volume is at 14 billion. Bitcoin dominance is at 55%, pretty good rate. I think one of the reasons why Bitcoin dominance is high again is because a lot of people are doing margin trading. Now, when you margin trade, you need BTC, right? So therefore, a lot of exchanges are holding on to huge or large volume of BTC for the liquidity for you to trade in terms of margin. And that's the reason why you are not using as many odds to short, right? You're using BTC to short. And so that's the reason. Now, when the whole entire market do recover in the future, and I think that happened 1 year ago, right? When BTC price started shooting up and all the altcoins just get wrecked, right? That happened before, and I think in the next bullish run, or when bullish runs return, when BTC does, or when it does its run again, we will see a Bitcoin dominance of up to 60% possibly, right? So this is 55% is just because a lot of people have turned into margin traders or have become margin traders so that they can utilize shorts to actually earn some satoshi against the US dollar's depreciation, right? Against losing US dollars value. So last Friday we spoke about miners shorting as well. We also spoke about how retail traders are shorting as well, and that's one of the more lucrative way, right? Of course, Bitmex is one of the most lucrative exchanges of now because of how they liquidate people. Awesome, right? So this is Bitmex, all right? And I do hope more margin trading exchanges do come up, with proper KYC, proper compliance, just saying. Okay, so anyway, when we look at the different tokens right now, Ripple has really secured nicely on the second position, whereas Ethereum is just dying still. So there was this article on CNN that says, or CCN, sorry, of why BCH and Ethereum is still dying. Okay, so I think some of you can go and read it. I haven't read it yet, but I think it's quite interesting. Stellar went down slightly as well. Tether is up a bit. Bitcoin Cash is negative 2.3%. Wow. SV is 3.3 instead % upside. And of course, we do see some small little movement here, but in very soon, if BTC were to dip beyond a certain level, a support level, I would say most of these things will be red anyway. So if you keep refreshing the page, you realize that the rates will come in sooner or later. You'll just see a few spots of green here and there, right? So this is happening in the market. So get used to it, guys. Now, some of the good news. Okay, let me just cover the good news first, then we cover the bad. Okay, or the not so good. So Bitcoin trading skyrockets on Bitmex. Wow, almost 2 billion transactions in 24 hours. And also BTC wallet hits new record. Now, the BTC wallets hit new record, all right? It can mean two things, right? Either in terms of wallets or in terms of addresses. But there's so many kind of addresses. But if you talk about BTC wallets, we are talking about network spreading. We're talking about utilization. We're talking about adoption here. And based on McAfee law, the more network or the more people that are using it or transacting in it, the better it is. All right. So in that sense, the more valuable your asset or a particular thing can be, because what is a handphone? Why is a handphone valuable? Is not because of its function, right? Partly it's because of its function, but because it's only valuable because you are able to use it to communicate with others. Why are social media popular? Why are social media so powerful? It's because of the network. If you have a Facebook account with you and yourself being a friend of yourself, doesn't work that way, right? So it's not valuable at all. So it's the same logic as people following you. And therefore, in that sense, when there's more users, there's more adoption, the prices go up, or generally the value of the particular thing goes up. So when we talk about that, Bitmex actually, the volume went up, of course, and Google searches also went up slightly. Okay, in fact, it has surpassed Ariana Grande and Beyonce. So woohoo! So anyway, for Bitmex, we have reached nearly 2 billion within 24 hours. And you can see that this is just based on the stats, right? So it's really scary if you think about it. Yeah, also reports nearly 1 trillion in crypto trading volume over the past 365 days, over 90 billion in the past 30 days. So you can think about it, how much Bitmex, how much fees do they earn? It's humongous, it's crazy. But at the same time, is it one of the best margin trading exchanges as of now? Perhaps, but there's certain things I don't really agree, or certain things you realize that it's not very easy to use Bitmex, to be honest. There are certain things like take profit limit, stop market, stop whatever, but it's so complicated or complex, I would say. And you have to get used to it, okay, the fast pace of it. You can just see how fast the candles move and how the order books just shift in that few minutes, and liquidation emails are being sent out at a particular time slot. That's why the system is always overload, right? So as you guys know it. Alright, so the other news, which is crypto exchange Gemini list Bitcoin Cash with NYDFS approval. So they are supporting BCH ABC, okay, under the BCH ticker. All right, so they just declared. All right, and Bitcoin SV blockchain will be invalid and irrecoverable. And that's just how Gemini or the Winklevoss twin states, hey, we're gonna just endorse BCH ABC for now. We're just gonna call it a BCH. Who cares about SV anymore? All right. So anyway, this is one of the best things. We talk about liquidity, talk about exchanges, right? So there's one interesting news here. I think it's quite interesting. The rest of the news you could probably read it up yourself, but I'm not too sure whether this is misplaced confidence, or is this just being overconfident, or is this just being confident of Bitcoin's price and Bitcoin's network and value. So what happened is a crypto hedge fund wedges crypto to outperform stock market this decade. So what he has done is he is mimicking the Buffett bet 2.0. all right, so the 2007 decision to bet 1 million that the S&P 500 would do better than growth hedge funds by Warren Buffett. The particular guy called like Morgan Creek, all right, the company is also doing the same thing, calling on any investors who believe that S&P 500 would produce more returns in over the next 10-year period. So we're going to be comparing S&P 500 versus the crypto fund that they are creating, and they are saying that we're going to bet 1 million on this over 10 years of period of time, and whoever who's going to go against them are betting that S&P 500 will outperform cryptocurrency market. So guys, I mean, this is just one isolated example. It may not mean anything, right? But the whole question here is what they are betting on cryptocurrency market surpassing the returns of an S&P 500 that is a little bit more established definitely than cryptocurrency market itself. And cryptocurrency market, Bitcoin is only 10 years, right? So we're talking about S&P 500 here, lots years of historical records and everything. We may see a recession coming in. We don't know how S&P 500 will perform in the future, but this is a huge wager, right? So this is quite exciting, I would say. But I think this is one thing. The summary that was pretty much explained what is happening with Bitcoin. But basically, it was overvalued in December 17. There are more sellers than buyers this year. Honestly, institutional buyers, retail traders, whatever, they're all dumping it, so the price goes down. But however, okay, why is it valuable in that sense. The first is a transaction settlement layer. It is most secure in the world. One of it got to be worth something. It can't be worth zero. The second is the best performing asset class in the last 10 years. It outperformed S&P, Dow Jones, Nasdaq, etc. during the longest bull run. So I think one of it that isn't really mentioned here is you gotta understand that, and I think most of you who are watching this are already very, very fortunate. Why? Partly because in the whole world of about 4 trillion population, only about 50% of us are exposed to modern banking. All right, so these kind of statistics were from the book Internet of Money by Andrea Antonopoulos. So he mentioned that if only 2 trillion of our 4 trillion population are exposed to modern banking, with the other 2 trillion kind of population are not, but the only thing that these 2 trillion people have is a cell phone or cellular data on their handphone. So all they could do if Bitcoin or cryptocurrency per se becomes ubiquitous all around the world, and we can transact in it, we can cash out, we can withdraw, much like how you carry a silver coin or gold bar. I can fly to Canada or whichever part, or even Switzerland. I could cash out my gold, for instance, and I can get cash, right? Same logic. What if one fine day, I could send cash from Singapore all the way to Iceland, Greenland, Brazil, whatever, you name it, and the transaction cost is pushed down to perhaps 10 cents, 30 cents, or even $1, but I'm able to transact across millions of dollars, right? So that it's remittance on its own. That could replace the whole entire remittance industry. And these people don't even have modern banking, but they're able to use their Bitcoins on their phone, go to a merchant somewhere or ATM or whatever not, and cash out the cash instead. So that's what it's trying to say, the power of it. Even a transaction layer that's very, very secure, because one address to one address, there's no way of replay. There's a replay protection that doesn't allow you to get back in that sense. It's a good and bad kind of thing. It's also kind of very, very secure in that sense. So when you think about that, when you think of adoption, you think of the network spread, it kind of just entails that, hey, Bitcoin does have a value. So a lot of people has been asking me, what is Bitcoin pegged to? What gives it value? So when I just answer this, you need to answer it this way, 2 ways, okay, which is what Tom Lee said before, right? He said it's because of the network or McAfee's law, and it's because of scarcity. The more we are crossing over 17 millions of Bitcoin being mined. Okay, maybe 4 million are lost in transactions. We're not gonna be able to retrace them or find them at all. So you only have 13 million Bitcoins as of now circulating around the world. All right. So think about that for a second. Scarcity combined with the network effect is the thing, or are the different ingredients that make Bitcoin valuable in that sense. Okay, but of course it all depends on adoption, and also we gotta give it time, all right, for it to happen. So question, what exactly are ICOs doing then, right? Think about it. So, I mean, crypto grinders, we've been here for a while, right? At least the company has been around for more than a year. We have received so many emails from different ICO projects throughout that year, and especially during the period where ICO was really, really hot. Everyone was talking about it. It's everywhere on the street. Everyone's talking about it. And we were very selective on projects that we work with. Even covering them on AMA, we do our due diligence on them, and we just make sure that these projects are kind of legit, or if not, at least we could see some proper movement, or the teams are building it, and so on and so forth, right? Even in GitHub coding, we would like to see certain stuff happening. But this is happening, right? And ICO projects are going bankrupt. They do not have a product. They do not have development team. The development team are leaving or giving up on the project because of funding issues, and that is happening, right? And SEC, Justice Department, everyone in the not everyone, but certain regulators are really clamping down on ICOs, and so we are seeing a huge change, all right, a huge transition. And I think from when I first started back in 2016, where I only remember there were about 700 projects max, if I remember, or was it 300? I can't remember. And until today, which is about 2,000, I think at least 50% of them are dead. So we're assuming 1,000 of them are dead. We're left with 1,000 now. So as the market continues to bleed, in that sense, these projects continue to bleed. And that's the true reality of life. If they're not building anything, there's no revenue, then they're dead in that sense. So one of the reasons why crypto grinders always look at projects that are still generating revenue, generating transaction, is because of this particular reason. That even during bearish moments, which tokens are still making that revenue? Which tokens are still making that profit? Are they still building, right? So fundamentals will never lie. If this bearishness was to carry on for the next 2 to 3 years, question is which token can survive, which project can survive. The projects that can are those that are still generating revenue even till today, and that's what you should be looking out for. The question shouldn't be no longer should I be holding on to this project, should I be hodling to this project, is there hope for this project. The truth is, guys, you just need to be looking for projects that are still generating revenue, right? We say this so many times. I'm cashing out basically out of most of it, right, into US dollars or into Tether or into different stable coins, whatever you name it. But I'm just waiting to buy into the right projects at the right time. Projects are still building, right? And I personally feel that perhaps we haven't bottomed out yet, and we're really waiting for like Bitcoin to bottom out and I could really get into these projects cheap. I'm not assuming that the bulls are going to return so soon. I personally believe it will be in quarter 1 or 2 in 2019. It's not going to come so soon. And that's why we need to look at medium term, right? Instead of being a short term thinker, you got to start thinking medium term to a long term basis, okay? So before this ICO suffering, I think it's gonna be tough, right? And that's why STO, which we spoke about, are up and coming. Okay, they boast themselves being as more legitimate. They boast themselves as being more regulated because they're security in that sense. And I think at the end of the day, it all depends on how regulators look at it. Whether is it gonna be taxable, whether is it gonna be a security, whether is it gonna be classified really as that kind of asset class, or is it gonna be a new fresh asset class on its own. So I think that's the interesting part that we're gonna be looking at as well. All right. Okay, so one last point before I go into the charts very quickly, which is we always talk about Bitcoin Cash, right? And I think one thing we need to note is that the war between ABC and SV are still ongoing. All right, they have slightly lesser impact on Bitcoin's price now because what's happening now is just really shorters and longers in that sense playing around. It's not entirely because of the Bitcoin Cash hash rate right now that's affecting the market, but this was the trigger point. So we need to understand this trigger point because once this trigger point is over, this saga is over, we can kind of conclude that we are moving on to the next wave to investigate what is happening to Bitcoin's price. Why are the miners still mining BCH, ABC? If they have started shifting out from there to mining BTC, we know that, hey, perhaps it may be a right time. But if the miners are still shorting, it's the same logic as Con and Consoup once again. If they're still shorting the market, they are not mining, they're not focusing their action on mining BTC, then it's a chicken and egg problem. We are still in a bearish time. So the hash rate has to recover to its normal glory in that sense. BTC mining has to start coming in once again. And then the whole market sentiment has to slowly pick up for the whole entire volume to come in a genuine manner. Then that volume is organic. If not, whatever bullish pump that's happening right now, it's just manipulation, and that's my point of view. I may be wrong. You may not feel what I feel. That doesn't matter. This is just my own personal point of view. But just think about it for a second. You realize it kind of makes sense. So what we are seeing right now is that BCH ABC is slightly higher than SV. We do see that. It's actually slightly more profitable to mine a Bitcoin Cash deal. It's currently okay. So this is for SV. Sorry, this is for BCH ABC. So for SV, right, it's actually more profitable to mine on the BTC blockchain. Okay, and okay, I think this is not much. So this is the SV mining pool. This is the Bitcoin Cash mining pool. All right. So I think VRPTC has kind of surpassed quite a fair bit. BTC.com and MPool has dropped quite significantly. We can see the hash rate of Bitcoin Cash also going down for SV and for ABC as well. So right now, I think we can't conclude that ABC is the winner yet, all right? Until a period of time when SV is just flushed out of the system, then we can kind of declare, oh, now BCH ABC is the clear winner, and then finally perhaps the miners will start thinking, okay, right now what should we do, right? And therefore then BTC network will start picking up again, mining power will start picking up, and then miners will now decide, are they going to still be shorting or are they going to focus their operations on mining? And the whole sentiment will start to pick up. Institutional traders and retail investors will start looking at it. Okay, maybe this is the time. Bug gets introduced, right? Nasdaq futures come in. Maybe institutions are coming in, right? All the big banks are coming in as well. Maybe at that point in time, we can say that the bulls are finally coming in, right? Because volume is then organic. It's real in that sense. Okay. Now let's talk about charts quickly. So I prepared two basic charts today, 1 hour and a 4-hour chart. They are both on Bitstamp, and just to talk about it quickly, all right? Okay, give me a minute. Okay, so what's happening right now is that we do see, I think the moment every time I'm doing a video, there's always a huge movement in the charts. In fact, right now we're still kind of analyzing what time does the huge movement comes in, right? So you can see huge candles coming in at a certain period of time. We're trying to investigate which time zone that is, to be honest. In fact, right now is the usual for forex, right? Right now it's about the UK and Europe opening hours, okay, the market opening hours. So what we realize is that sometimes the movement comes in during the midnight of Singapore, which is the afternoon in US, and the evening in Europe regions. Okay, so that's when usually volume will kick in. This particular dump happened 1 hour ago, so I can't really conclude which hour it is, but we're still analyzing the data. We're still trying to figure it out. But as of now, what we do see is that be it OBV or be it in terms of RSI is dipped below 50 level, so it's kind of on a downtrend. We're seeing a small reversal candle on an hour. We have dipped below the EMA 50. Personally, to me, dipping it below it, which is at 3478, it's kind of like I shouldn't say it's a signal to sell, because it depends on the next few candles of closing. Then we can kind of conclude. So this pink line here is the EMA, exponential moving average, whereas the cyan color one is the simple moving average. So personally, for me, I'm watching these levels, this range very, very closely. And I'm kind of just observing where it could go, and there's a possibility of it bridging down the cloud as well, because this part here thins. So we shall see. If you do break out of this downtrend, we could see once again the levels at 3,300 and so on and so forth. However, the cloud can and may also become a support on its own. So we might see some support between 3,383 and also about 3.418 levels. All right. So I'm personally seeing that this will be the next support level by the end of the day. So we may just dip to that level. Of course, I may be wrong. It's crypto, it's Bitcoin. You never know. So let's see what's gonna happen. Right. So this is 1 hour trend. We do see reversal candle here, reversal candle here. So it's a tendency for it to just chill. All right. And this particular portion here that we see was the upside or the bullish movement during the weekends, and like I said, it's erratic. Like the volume was still thin as hell, and I have no idea why it pumped. So like I say, it's just manipulation 101. Okay, now on 4 hours wise, not much of difference, to be honest. We do see EMA 50 and they're both all below 50 EMA SMA. The cloud is still suppressing the price on 4 hours. On RSI, we're already below 50 midpoint. OBV wise, we are already seeing the downside as well, downside action, and we do see this most likely a doji, signifying at the end of a trend. So much like a reversal candle as well. So we're seeing kind of like a Marubozu. So we may be heading down still. Once again, we're basing it on an hour's chart. 1 hour, I'm still seeing a support level will be at 3420. So this is what I'll be looking at. So once surpass that support level and we close below for at least a few hours of candles in that sense, then we may see some downward action again. Personally, for me, I do see that we might just leg down. That means we may just go down one more time. And I'm personally looking at getting in between, for Bitcoin per se, getting between 3,000 and 3,003, right? That particular range. It's open secret. I already told Elite and Legacy members that I'm really staring at those levels. And I've got some of our Legacy members as well saying that he was tracking those order books on different exchanges, various exchanges that uses fiat to purchase. We are seeing the level to be around at that point 3,000 to about 3,003, to be those levels that a lot of orders are being built up. Right, a lot of US dollars are parked there waiting to come in. So we're not sure whether this will come true or not. Disclaimer: this is not financial advice. I'm not sure what will happen, but I'm personally still parked into Tether since 4,200. I'm still in Tether. I'm not even buying anything. I'm just margin trading, shorting. That's it. I'm doing. I'm not even buying anything at all for now. Okay. Any odds upside, I'm just selling into Tether. That's it. So I think that move has saved me a lot of satoshis, to be honest. Nothing much I'm doing. All right. So let's see. Any questions, anyone? Yeah, so congrats. You just joined Bitcoin. So yeah, you'll be ahead of us, I think. Yeah, but you won't be ahead of people who joined way earlier lah. That's what I could say. I mean, yeah. Okay, so come to the end of CG Market Watch Live on Monday. We'll be coming on Wednesday and Friday. This week we'll have something special for you guys, a news update on Friday. And then next week will be our CG's direction for 2019. It will be happening on 20th December. We'll be fixing more the exact time of it, and we're fixing more details tomorrow. So we'll be disseminating more information to you guys in the upcoming days. All right, so stay tuned. We got a lot of good stuff for you guys for 2019 and for the rest of the last few weeks of December and 2019. Right, so a lot of great news and updates for you guys. Okay, so I'll see you guys on the next episode. Take care, safe investing.